Hi everybody, I'm so happy today's over. I had my big hearing on House Bill 166 today and I was so stressed out, and the hearing went really well. Let me tell you a little bit about my day first. This morning in Business and Labor we took executive action on House Bills 82 and 94, so those will pass through to second reading in the House. We got out really early and I was so thankful I was able to spend a lot of time writing up a whole sheet of talking points that I wanted to make sure got covered in my education hearing, and I relied on all of the training that I've been given up to this point to make sure that we stayed on message during our testimony. I wrote my opening and I was thankful that I've heard some people now present some bills, so I knew how to kind of go through the bill and explain what's being proposed. The lunch today it wasn't lunch, but Big Brothers and Big Sisters were in the rotunda, and Ann and Jim Courtney were there from Butte. They've been with Big Brothers and Big Sisters for 27 years. It might be 37. It's been a long time, and they're such a wonderful institution in Butte. It was so great for them to be there promoting that program and reminding everybody that's important and it deserves to be funded. The House session was rainbows and butterflies again today. A lot of no votes from yesterday were turned around, and we saw a lot of 65-35 votes. That was really interesting, and there wasn't very much controversy. Butte's own Ryan Lynch passed his first bill through the House today, and we were all really proud of him for that. Freshman Kim Dudek, freshman Ed Leeser did as well, so we're starting to see a lot of freshmen move through. The Democrats have now, I think, had 5 freshmen get a bill passed through the floor, and we haven't really seen anything yet from the other side. Just saying. I got a note right when the session was getting over that there were some IBEW guys out in the hall that they'd like to speak with me when we were done, and it's always so good to see my union brothers and sisters and see that they're active. They had some news for me on a project they're working on in Butte, and I was really glad to see those guys. So at 2:30, I was able to meet with some of the students that were going to present testimony, be proponents for House Bill 166, the win-win bill, and I was so impressed with these guys. They came in with charts and with speeches and personal stories, and they're amazing. The next generation that's coming up to lead this state are going to get it done, and I'm so glad to see that the people who will be taking care of me in my old age really have their hearts in the right place. They have a brain in their head and they get it. I was really impressed with those students. When I figure out everyone's names, I'll post them and tag them and thank them. So there were 6 students who testified as proponents for my bill. The Office of Public Instruction was there to say that they think this is a great opportunity to fund the dual enrollment program. The Deputy Commissioner of Higher Education was there as an informational witness. The committee asked me questions, kind of ideological questions, but also questions about how is this actually going to get done. I thought we had such a good hearing, and up until now, the bills that I've presented have been agency bills that were asked, that I was asked to bring, just to kind of to get the state running more efficiently, fix something in the law that was wrong. And today, for the first time, I got to bring something in front of a committee that was just in my heart and my soul and my mind, and I was so proud to get to do that. It was such a rewarding experience to be able to stand up there in front of that committee and say, these people deserve this, you have the power to do this, and you should. So we asked them to move the lottery proceeds out of the general fund and put it in the hands of Montana resident students who want to go to public colleges in the state, tribal colleges, 2-year colleges, even dual enrollment. And they're probably not going to do that, but we had our voices heard today, and 6 college students were there to tell their personal stories and say that this is an issue that affects them and have their voices heard. It was an overwhelmingly rewarding experience, and by far my best day so far. I know I look tired, but it's just because I was stressed out over it, and it was wonderful. Eric Fever also testified for the bill, and I was really glad to have him there. He has been doing this since before Roe versus Wade. He knows a ton about the legislative process, and he's been a huge source of help to me. I admire him greatly. In Human Services, I had missed the 2 bills that we heard today, so I brought them home with me to read, and I can thankfully watch the hearing, or at least listen to the hearing online, and we won't be taking executive action until next week, so I have the weekend to do that. And today in Human Services, we took executive action on 4 bills, 75, 76, 119, and 131. I'd really recommend that you go online and listen to that hearing, because on one hand, someone will say, I really think that we need to have accountability, but I don't think that we should have national standards of accountability, and that we should look to our own Montana institutions to do this. And then on the other hand, when a bill comes up that uses a Montana institution to create accountability, the same person will say, well, this is growing government and we don't need to create a new position. And it's becoming kind of clear, I think, I might be wrong in interpreting this, that if it has a fiscal note on it, it's not going to pass. And I really appreciate being conservative with the budget. And I have to admit that today in committee, I voted yes on spending millions of dollars in the state. But let's keep in mind that the governor's proposed budget has an ending fund balance of $300 million. So the 19 or 20 million that I voted yes to today is still not even 10% of that. And I wholeheartedly believe that the state should fund those programs. Almost all of the votes today in Human Services were 10-6. And so that's straight on party lines. We were able to pass 1 bill, so congratulations to freshman Jen Gursky on getting her bill passed through regarding the communications that mandatory reporters are allowed to receive back from the department. So it was a great day. I'm so happy. I have my nieces, Destiny and Cambria, here to visit me, and we're going to go get some dinner and spend some time together. Thank you so much for all of the kind words. I'm pretty sure that I'm the single most supported representative. Donovan Hawk drove all the way over from Butte today to testify on the bill, and I didn't even get to talk to him afterwards. I just said, okay, thanks, bye, drive back to Butte now. That's the kind of commitment to changing government that we really need to see from every single person in the state to make real change. Nothing's going to change until people pay attention and get involved and make a difference. And Donovan Hawk and the other college students that testified today did just that. I would say that's a win. Thanks.